Terrible. Hey, everybody. Terrible. I apologize to Eddie Vedder. Hey, I hope everybody's doing well out there in the world. It is Friday. It is March 31st, Friday. What happened to the month of March? I do not know. But I hope everything's going well out there in the world, wherever you may be. It is a cold and snowy day here in Wisconsin. We're supposedly going to get like 18 inches of snow tonight. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it would appear so. If you're new to the group, welcome. We are studentloanjustice.org. We are the oldest, largest, and really only true grassroots group fighting only and absolutely for student loan justice. So whatever you would like to see happen with your student loans, whether you want them erased, whether you want some break on interest or something, or no matter what you want with your student loans, you came to the right place. Because we've been doing this for 18 years, ladies and gentlemen. We've learned all the tricks and the traps and the schemes and the frauds and the deceptions. Maybe not all, but we've learned like 99% of them. So we can separate the wheat from the chaff. We know what's bullshit and what's not. Pardon my French. And I can tell you, we are not going to see anything meaningful from this president or the next unless and until we get the constitutionally enshrined right of bankruptcy returned to these loans. So we're fighting for two things. Number one, the whole thing about student loan cancellation by executive order started with this group. So if you're looking for the OG on student loan cancellation by executive order, that would be us. That concept started with that group, and we're with this group right here. This group, what you're looking at, and but we've learned over the years that will not happen until that first thing I just said, bankruptcy, is returned to student loans. So we're fighting for cancellation and bankruptcy, but I'm telling you guys, bankruptcy is the way more important of the two. And so I'm glad to report that we damned near got a good bankruptcy bill passed last session. We were so close, but I'm very unhappy to report that at the very last minute, the Democrats quite frankly betrayed us. Now, we're firstly nonpartisan group. Whatever your political stripes may be, you're very welcome on this group here. We pretty much hate both parties at this point, kind of in different ways, but we were very close last congressional session. This year, it's going to be tougher for us because, quite frankly, the Republicans are dicks on this issue, on the student loan issue. Historically, that's just true. The Republicans have tended to oppose us. As I said, we cannot stand either party, really. They both suck in different ways. It's kind of a good cop, bad cop thing. But it is going to be tougher this year than it was last year for us. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines being a quiet little wallflower and not fighting with us, well, look how close we came last year. And we could have won if you would have helped. Like, that's how close we were last congressional session. So anyways, if I can see your questions or comments here tonight on Facebook or Twitter, by all means, throw them out. And I'm very, very, very happy to read them aloud on air. So I'm looking for your comments now. Yeah, guys, nobody wants to file for bankruptcy, and very few people should ever have to file for bankruptcy when we get the right return. But we've got to have the leverage of bankruptcy back on our side if we're going to get anything meaningful, anything more than this lame, feckless, I'd say designed to fail student loan cancellation gimmick that we saw President Biden trot out shortly before the last election. If we want to get anything more than that, we've got to have the threat of bankruptcy back on our side. Guys, we've just got to. The lending system has failed. Make no mistake. The loans will not be paid. The loans will be canceled. And that is a mathematical fact. Even before the pandemic, nearly 60% of all borrowers were not paying on their loans. That's before the pandemic. Now, during the pandemic pause, or whatever you want to call it, the repayment pause, almost nobody's paying. People have had 3 years to rethink their lives. I would be stunned if even 20% of the borrowers will ever resume paying on their loans again. And they shouldn't, by the way, in my humble opinion, very strongly held and well researched opinion, Nobody should ever pay another dollar back on their federal student loans. This thing is a big government weaponized beast, and it shouldn't be fed. It should be starved. The federal loan program is done, ladies and gentlemen. It's finished. The only question is how long this zombie is going to be lurching along for. This could have a very good ending for us, which is, well, first of all, it starts with us getting our bankruptcy rights back, but shortly thereafter, we will see very widespread, very meaningful student loan cancellation. Ideally, we'll see the cancellation of not some, but all federally owned loans by executive order. And that's the good death for this federal student loan program. It's relatively quick, it's clean, it's efficient. People like you and me are able to get on with our lives and put this ridiculous catastrophe in the rearview mirror. But this could also have a really bad ending, ladies and gentlemen. And our opposition, the people in Washington, D.C., they are fighting tooth and nail. They are bitterly clutching this disgusting failure of an unconstitutional loan scam, and they are doing everything possible to keep it alive. And our opposition isn't that strong, but there's not very many of them. Ultimately, we hold all the power over this lending system, but they're not weak either, guys. We've seen what they've done. They've unleashed an army of, I don't know if they're bots or AI or what they are, but they've unleashed a little army against us on the internet. If you've seen us on Twitter, you'd see all the weird, suspicious accounts that are going around saying, why should my tax dollars pay for your college? But, these people have got to be fought. We can't allow them to win this game. And to them, it's a game. For us, it's real life. For them, it's just free money. And quite frankly, they know that the jig is up. The bad guys know that the scam is over, but they're doing everything they can do to keep it going for yet a few more weeks, months, years, as long as they possibly can. So they will win unless we fight. And that's the most true thing that I'll say to you tonight. So whatever your situation may be with your own student loans, you need to help us fight if you want us to win. I don't see any other groups in existence anywhere fighting this battle as it actually needs to be fought, ladies and gentlemen. The other student activist groups or whatever you want to call it, whatever they call themselves out there, the ones that we've looked closely at are literally corrupted. Like student debt crisis, for example. God, if you don't want to fight, if you want someone else to do your fighting for you, you should go to that group and you should hang out on that group. They're very happy for you to just sit there on your ass and do nothing. And they'll do everything they can to unleash their little debt coaches and debt lawyers and consolidation. All these scammy people want to prey on your sorry ass. And so go to one of the other groups, and yeah, you can go get signed up with a debt coach, and they'll railroad you into loan consolidation or loan rehabilitation or something where they make money off of your ass. And the last thing they want to do is actually solve this problem. The last thing they want you to do is actually fight for yourself to solve this problem. That's what this group here is good for. This is a working, fighting group. We're not here for your entertainment. We don't make money on the side. We don't have any weird little sleazy deals going on with the student loan industry. So if you're serious about getting this problem solved, you've got to put your back into this fight. And that's always been true. And it's more true today than it has ever been before. So we are waiting and we are expecting a good bankruptcy bill to come out of the Senate any day now. Well, maybe not this weekend, but yeah, you never know. But no, so last year the bill was S-2598 in the Senate. It was HR 9110 in the House. We are expecting a bill to come out. I'm going to leave it vague. I'm going to leave it just that vague. We are expecting a good bill like what we saw last year to come out. I said of the Senate, but I might have meant the House. You never know. Suffice it to say, we're expecting good legislation to come out very shortly. And guys, I'm telling you, if you helped us fight even a little bit last year, first of all, I appreciate it. I applaud you. I applaud your efforts. we've got to fight 10 times harder this session. As I said, we're a fiercely nonpartisan group, but the fact is that the Republicans have tended to oppose us historically. The Democrats are really no better, by the way. The Democrats claim, the rhetoric from the Democrats is way better. The Democrats claim that they're fighting for us, but last session demonstrated that the Democrats just are not serious. They're not trustworthy at all. They chose to betray us last year. They could have passed that bill in the Senate and in the House. They could have passed this legislation. They didn't even put it up for a damn vote, even though the DNC has had returning bankruptcy to student loans in their party platform since 2016. So the Democrats had every bit of power that they needed last session, and they betrayed us. So I'm, as I said, very sorry to have to report that, but it is what it is. And this year it's just going to be harder. It's going to be way harder this year than it was last year. So I hope you'll take that to heart. And more than anything, if you've never done anything, it's just going to be. If you've never done anything to help us in this fight, I truly hope, truly hope that you will turn over a new leaf, because we need you to. It's just the most important thing. So, guys, I said I was going to keep it very short tonight, and I think I'm going to remain true to my word. And I think I'm going to sign off now. It's Friday night. I know everybody wants to get started on the weekend. The last thing I will say, though, and this is very important for us, guys. Please, if you would, just please look down, see that GoFundMe thing streaming across. Please pitch in so that we can replace the student loan justice van. The student loan justice van, as we know it, is toast. It threw a rod last month. We've got to raise $8,000 to get a new vehicle, guys. It's incredibly important. We're going to be traveling the country starting this summer, going to places like Iowa, Arizona, and South Carolina, and Georgia, and Texas, and Florida, and some of the other states in the union that are hurt particularly badly by student loan debt. We've got to have a working vehicle to make this happen, guys. Now, the good news is on our fundraiser, we have raised $6,400 at this point. So we're very close. We need the equivalent of, I want to say 80. Yeah, 80. No, 90. We need is 80. We need between 80 and 90 people to donate the equivalent of $20 or more, so that we can get this van going. And if you've been with our group for any length of time, you know how important this van is. It's kind of like a moving billboard for us. We've got all these huge signs, magnet signs, and stuff like that. But it was because of this van, when we were trooping through Iowa 3 years ago, that we were able to convince people like Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, other key people running for president when the run up to the Iowa caucuses were happening, when we were in Iowa, driving all over Iowa. But this van was a huge part of us being able to convince key candidates like Biden, Elizabeth Warren are the chief two, to not only bring the returning bankruptcy into their presidential platforms, but even calling on the president to cancel student loans by executive order. That happened because of this group. And it happened because we were able to drive all over Iowa, from farm to ranch to restaurant, and get shoulder to shoulder, eyeball to eyeball with the various presidential candidates back in 2020, 2019. So guys, we need your help. We just do. And I don't know what else I can tell you, but please, if you appreciate this group and you want us to actually exist anymore and actually fight and actually win this battle, you will pitch in so that we can get this van, so that I can shut up about it, because I suck at fundraising. I hate doing it. We can do what we do on very little money, guys, but we can't do it on nothing. So if you appreciate this group, all that we've done, but more importantly, all that we are poised to get done going forward, you will please just go to that link, GoFundMe, please. And do your part. So, okay, guys. As I said, it's Friday. I've already gone a little longer than I was kind of hoping. But hang in there, dudes. We got this. No matter where you're at with your student loans, just remember that we on this group know the right path. And the only thing that we're missing is more people, including you, to help us fight. We've already got like 1.4 million members, guys, but we should literally have 20, 25 million members. That's true. There's of the 43 million federal student loan borrowers out there, about 38 million of them are distressed. So they were never going to be able to repay their student loans. You know these people. Find them. Tell them to come here. We need them. We need you helping. And as it stands right now, we are the pioneers, guys. We are the pioneers. We are the tip of the spear. And you can't unhear that. And we don't have to take this shit either, by the way. We're a way better country than what we've seen with the student loan disaster. So, okay, guys, please just do the GoFundMe thing. I'll be back on Friday. I'll be back on Sunday, 2 days from now. And in the meantime, just check out our website. We need state chapter leads, by the way. So help to lead or co-lead yours. The country needs you more than you might imagine on this, as unlikely as that may sound. But get your back into this. It feels great to fight, and I think other people would agree with me. So good luck. I'll see you on Sunday. Godspeed. God bless everyone.